Why does Mike have a knife on his head? Is he working on a new carry option? Maybe. Does it have anything to do with his recent head injury? Well, possibly, which also went along with the revelation that he's apparently legally responsible for the stupidity of everyone else on the planet, but that's still a sensitive topic, so not right now. But y'all can see this, right? As in, it's not concealed? Okay, that's the point. In previous videos I've done on some of my fixed blade knives, I've mentioned my concerns with local knife laws. Now, I did do my research. I rechecked the statutes before I'm making this video, and I mentioned I live on the west coast of the United States. All of the states on the west coast of the United States, and pretty much every state adjacent to those states, and pretty much every state adjacent to those states. And after that, yeah, the research just got too depressing, so I stopped checking, because they all had the same, pretty much exact, badly worded law on the books regarding what they all call, a concealed dirk or dagger, which applies to pretty much any fixed blade knife. Now, certain states give you some leeway based on the length of the knife, the blade, but most of them don't. Most of them don't, and it applies to what they consider anything bladed or something that could be used to stab. So anything sharp of any length with a fixed or exposed blade could be considered this concealed weapon and a crime to carry. Now, when it comes to folding knives, certain states and jurisdictions have restrictions on length and opening mechanism, but otherwise, if the knife's okay to carry, based on that, it's okay to carry in your pocket with a pocket clip or without a pocket clip, all the way down in your pocket, in your bag, that's fine, unless certain states actually specify this, that if the blade is exposed, if the knife comes open in your pocket or in your bag, it falls into the same category as the concealed dirk or dagger. All right, now, they also all very helpfully spell out exactly what a non-concealed fixed blade knife is, and they all describe it exactly the same way, and that is a fixed blade knife worn in a sheath, worn slung from the belt on your hip, period, nothing, no other option, with nothing potentially covering it. So what they're visualizing, I guess, is that scene from the Daniel Craig James Bond movie where he comes up out of the ocean, Dr. No style, with the Speedo and the matching belt and the dive knife. Yeah, I couldn't pull that off. Nobody wants to see that. But apparently they're not thinking about, maybe it's warm and you want to wear a nice baggy shirt or something, or maybe it's chilly and you want a nice cozy sweater, or who knows, maybe a jacket or a coat or something that could potentially cover a knife on your belt. And I certainly own knives that are small, they're convenient to carry, and just kind of designed for concealment, but I don't carry them in public for this specific reason. But now I'm thinking, okay, complying even with this open carry scenario, I found issues there, and maybe you have too, and that's a conversation for another day, because this is getting uncomfortable. The tape is starting to burn. So we're going to make this short, talk about another day, the concerns you might have with carrying something in public view and the reactions, responses you might get to that. Also, concepts of barely worded laws regarding brandishing, where if I expose my blade in a public place in front of anyone in such a way that anyone considers it threatening, like opening a box or a letter or making myself a sandwich, that could also be considered a crime. All right, again, tape burning. Let's not talk about that. Stick to topic, Mike. Topic is fixed blade knife, very restricted carry options. So here I am thinking, as I'm having conversations in the comments on whether a fixed blade knife is useful or not. We're talking about a specific knife's functionality. I'm sitting here thinking, well, if I can't take the knife outside of my house, or I can't use it except in the privacy of my own home with the blinds drawn, then doesn't that tend to make any fixed blade knife, well, useless? Actually, worse than useless, because it can get me into trouble. All right. Let's start a conversation. This is a very sensitive and controversial topic, but I think it is very important to the knife community. And I know I've got a knife taped to my forehead. Just trying to make a point. Probably not a very good one. But What are the knife laws like where you are? And if you're not sure, I would say definitely look them up and then tell me, because you probably need to know. What experiences have you had, good and bad? Tell me your horror stories or good advice that you've got on the carry of fixed blade knives, and then we'll talk about the use of fixed blade knives and other issues regarding concealment and brandishing and stuff like that. But let's specifically talk about the laws in your area about the carry of fixed blade knives. And to be continued, because I really need to get the tape off my head. I hope I don't lose an eyebrow.